The next day Baba told me to get ready to leave for Hastinapur. I began to assemble the literature as required by their order. There were many thoughts in my mind. Now I had to leave Champanagar. The trees of Kinshuk, Santan, Dandani, Madhuk, Patal and Khadira, which are competing with the sky here, were about to take me away. I was going to get away from the birds like Patrarat, Shen, Kokil, Crouch, Kapot. I was going to alienate Brahmadatta, Viramitra, Bahukate from here. In the dark shade of a banyan tree, I was about to pick up that beautiful leaf hut that had given me love for the last 14 years. I was about to go somewhere far away, except for Radha, who had cared for me like a boil on my palm, raised me like a cow's calf, and saved me like a deer's cub. I was about to leave my beloved mother, whose milk had not yet dried from my lips, without giving me anything but meaning. Pronouncing the name Vasudhada, Vasudhada, whose lips were never tired, that curious, innocent and bhavda Shona and I was about to break up, and one of the biggest thing that made me feel the same. Coming out of the vast waters of Gangamata here is a huge source of excitement for me. I would never see the sun gods again in the same form. I was going to Hastinapur. What would Hastinapur be like? They say there are big castles there. There's a huge gymnasium, an arsenal full of various weapons, a stable filled with galloping horses, a majestic temple with its peaks in the belly of the sky like a consolation tree, and countless warriors with chests like chests, twisted fines and thighs. Dot. It is said to be the capital city of the mighty kings of Kurukula. Which way will it be? I was bringing all the materials that would come in handy to the chariot near the chariot. At that moment, Shona came from outside. He also started helping me. He had no idea I was going today. He said, Vasudhada, how much better it would be if Baba always came here with a chariot? You will always have to ride in the chariot. I said nothing. I didn't know how to tell him, I'm leaving you today. Finally, Baba started adding horses to the chariot to go. Soon he started bringing them one horse at a time. I bowed to my mother who was standing at the door. Lifting me up, she sniffed my head for a long time. She hugged me tightly and said, Just remember, Vasu, never go deep into the Ganges. Tears welled up in her eyes. The showers started pouring. Two of those tears fell on my head. I was thrilled with the wind. The blood in the body began to circulate vigorously. The dot in my blood was lovingly saying in that sense, Mother, how can we save the value of your advice? All I can say is that even if you die in reality, your body will never deviate from the truth at all. Remembering something, she went back to the leaf hut. Coming out immediately, she placed a small silver box in my hand. In a very heavy tone, she said, Vasu, whenever you remember me, visit this box. Respect her in my place. Take care of her as if she were your mother. I tied the box neatly to the knot. Once again I saluted my mother. She put 4 drops of curd on my hand with trembling hand. I took it. Once I looked at all those leafy huts. I caught sight of them and turned around. The chariot was ready. Shona was asking Baba for something. Baba told me to get in the chariot. As soon as I got in the chariot, Shona asked Baba, Where did Dada go? His eyes were full of tears. He is coming to Hastinapur with me. You go inside. Baba took the speed of the horse in his hand and slapped him on the back. The horses galloped and sped away. Shona raised her hands and started running after the chariot, saying, Dada Tamba, Dada Tamba. Mom stepped forward and quickly grabbed him. I breathed a sigh of relief. The chariot started running, but Shona escaped from her mother's hands again. In the distance, his small figure was seen moving forward. In the northern hemisphere, he was running with one arm raised. We came to the city limits. I thought Shona would finally get back to normal, but he was still running with his hands up. I told Baba to stop the chariot. Seeing us stop, Joe started running too fast. What a great persistence even in the arms of a naive and childish Shona. He wanted to come with me, so he ran away. How stubborn was he? But how stubborn? How easy and pure love he had for me. After a while he came running towards us. His crooked posture was covered with sweat. He was very tired, but even in such a situation, he was moving fast and he jumped in the chariot and jumped. With tears streaming down his face, he said in a few words, you leave me what grandpa you, if you go, then I will come with you. I will not go back. I looked at Baba. He paused for a moment and said, okay, let's go too. Shona hugged me tightly with joy. A loving brother like Shona was born. One by one the landmarks near the city began to fall behind. Champangri became obscure in the surrounding dense forest. My childhood also began to fade. The green skies of my childhood began to disappear from my eyes. Bakul, Khadir, Dandani trees started falling behind. The foliage huts of our neighbors in Champangri, which looked like an umbrella, began to follow. The plateau on which we had played the Rajya Sabha game 2 days ago came out of the city. The black stone on it was standing alone in the middle, heating. That looted throne that honored me as king, that stone throne, that throne of Maharaj Vasusena, began to say goodbye to me silently. Raising my hand, I saluted him and Champangri. My life started running away from the greenery of childhood. From Champangri to Hastinapur,